What's going on, Dylan Madden here, comiclit.com. Welcome to another episode of Moneybag Radio. So in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks that I've picked up over the last 12 months of traveling and living internationally. So for any of you that aren't aware of this, I've been all over the place, from the Middle East to Eastern Europe, Western Europe, the very edges of Asia over the last 12 months, living and working remotely. So if you're listening to this, I'm going to share the things that I'm sharing with you are going to make being able to live abroad and travel abroad noticeably easier. Because whenever I first got started, I didn't really have anybody that I could ask all these things to. So I would have to Google and read and blah, 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 blah. So this is just going to make it much, much easier for you. So it not only saves you time, but you're not going to be anxious, wondering what if. Because as an American, for me, one of the biggest things, this will lead us into point one, was the visa requirements. As an American, I'm used to being able to get in my car, basically just travel anywhere within the country, obviously. So for me, learning about the visa requirements, I almost ran into an issue one time. And so I'm going to save you some time by just sharing with you always, and this is point number one, so pay attention, always check the visa requirements for whatever country you're about to go into. Now, this is super easy. You go to Google, type in visa requirements for Americans in whatever the country it is that you're going to be going to, and it will list out exactly what you need to do. Some countries require an e-visa, which you can pay like $20-50, and they'll email it to you. Some countries require that you have a certain amount of money in your bank account, and then most countries, at least that I've been to, don't require anything. So you can just land, be there for like 20-30 days, and then bounce out. Now, if you're going to a country like Georgia, there are only a few countries that I know of that do this, but you can literally land, don't need a visa, and you can stay there for up to 12 months. So just check your visa requirements before you even buy your plane ticket. You don't want to buy a plane ticket and then you land in that country and they're like, no, you cannot enter. You don't want to do that, because then what are you going to have to do? Well, you just wasted that money, and then now you need to book a flight to another country. So Google the visa requirements. Point number two. Get your money sorted. You do not want to be in a foreign country without any cash. Never, ever, ever leave your home country, or any country for that matter, without cash. I always take out 1 to 200 US, and then I exchange it for whatever their currency is once I land in the country. Because now most countries accept debit cards, but there are some countries, especially if you're going to be going through villages and all of that, that do not accept debit. Believe it or not, still even in 2020. So the solution is to get cash. Now you can drive in a taxi, you can get food, whatever you need to do. Cash is good. So always have cash. Now a lot of people will be like, "Oh, don't exchange your cash for their currency at an airport because of the conversion rates." You're going to pay conversion rates regardless. Yes, at the airport it is slightly higher. Yes, they do get a commission, but it's still a good deal. Save your time. Just get an exchange. Just literally, as soon as you walk out of the airport. So once you come out, they check you, do all that. Usually, right in the front, you can do an exchange. If you have any questions, just ask any of the people at airports. Most countries are pretty friendly. The number three that you need to do, and this is a big one, notify your bank. Literally open up your mobile app and notify your bank that you're going to be in XYZ country for whatever time. Because if you don't, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get to that country, you're going to go to use your debit card, and it's going to decline, because it's going to be like, wait a second, you're from America, why is there some charge going on in Dubai, or Qatar, or Georgia, Thailand? So always notify your bank before you leave. That way you get there, you got your debit card, and it works. The fourth point. Get a SIM card at the airport. Now, I'm aware that some carriers, so you can Google this, some carriers do allow for international travel, such as like international packages and all that different type of stuff. For me, since I don't have T-Mobile and I haven't been in America for over 12 months, I just literally get a SIM card once I land. Super simple. I use WhatsApp. You should download WhatsApp if you don't already have it. It makes traveling abroad super simple, because you can send video, voice, text, call, do all that, all via data. So go to the airport, If you don't have an international package, simply find one of their phone carriers at the airport. All of this is at the airport. Buy a SIM card, upload it with data. Don't worry about minutes or anything like that. Literally just data. Put the SIM card in, have them activate it, do all that good stuff. Great, now you got data, and you're able to go through the country doing Uber, Googling, YouTube, whatever it is that you want to do. Now you're good. The fifth thing is getting around. Sure, some people can rent cars and all that stuff. I personally don't. But what I do is I just Uber, or if in certain countries there's things called Bolt. So make sure that Uber is allowed in whatever country, because I've been in certain countries where Uber isn't allowed. So just find one of the driving apps for that specific country, download it, get it all set up, and just use that. It makes traveling and getting around much easier than using a taxi, because a lot of the time, taxis will screw you over, and I've been in certain countries where hardly any people speak English. So being like, oh, I need to go to XYZ street, they'll do, what do you mean? Blah, 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 blah. So just download Uber. Makes it super simple. They can't screw you over with Uber or any of the driving apps, and the location's already in there, so you don't have to talk to them, you don't have to do any of that. So get Uber. Number 6, traveling builds connections. When you're traveling abroad, for me in particular, for most of my time, I've been alone going from country to country. It's crucial that you build connections. Now, a lot of people overthink this. I've been getting DMs on Twitter about this. They just overthink this. It's kind of funny, to be honest. But literally, just go to a Facebook group, expat groups. There's tons of expat groups in whatever your country is. Go to cafes, and if there's like get-togethers, meetups, whatever, just go to all of those, and you can make friends very quickly. The other thing, if you're staying in Airbnb exclusively like I do, now you've got an Airbnb host that is probably a local, so they can answer literally any question you have. So build connections while you're abroad. Since traveling abroad, every single country I go to, I have connections. So if I ever go back to that country, I can hit them up, get anything I need. So building your connections, essentially just building a global network, is super, super powerful as you're living abroad. So build connections. Number 7, you will be forced to face yourself. This is something for me that really was impactful for me, at least. Now, I'm not one of those spiritual people that's like, go to Thailand, meditate, and find yourself. No, I'm not talking about that. When you're whenever you leave your comfort zone, your home, your family, your known friends, and you go to all these new countries, especially if you're alone, you're going to have to face a lot of insecurities that you have, a lot of weaknesses that you might have, and they'll be amplified abroad. And I've known quite a few people that have traveled abroad, and they literally have full mental breakdowns. For me, I haven't had any of those. I went abroad, sure, I've had moments where I'm just like, I miss home, I miss this, blah, 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 blah. It's all good. By traveling abroad, the way I view it, at least from the perception of somebody in their mid-20s, is they're forcing me to face myself. So whenever you travel abroad, you're going to be forced to spend a lot of time with your own mind. You're going to be forced to figure out your way around. You're not going to have people to lean on. So it's a character-building event. Whenever you're traveling abroad, you're going to all these new countries, don't know anybody. It's going to force you to face yourself. So just be prepared for that mentally. If you're going to be traveling alone, there's nothing intimidating about traveling abroad. You will be kind of nervous in the beginning. I've been nervous in quite a few situations, but 12 months later, I could pack my bags right now and be in another country, then I'd know 0 people and be completely fine. So just prepare yourself for that. Number 8, you want to pack light. So many people, they have a book bag, then they have a giant suitcase, and they have this, and they have that. 1, you're making yourself more of a target, and 2, why in the fuck would you want to be carrying all the luggage wherever you go? Wherever I travel, I always just bring a book bag. My book bag has a laptop, it has a few pair of clothes, any essentials that I have or need, and that's it. I don't need a ton of different things to bring. I've got my shoes, I got my clothes, I can wash my clothes, I can buy new clothes. I like to travel as light as possible, so that's something you should do as well. Don't go traveling abroad with just a suitcase, a carry-on, and all this other stuff. It makes things take more time, it wastes time, and it's just not worth it. So get a good backpack. Doesn't matter what type of backpack. I know you're going to start overthinking that, but just get a book bag. bring your laptop so you can work, bring your chargers, bring all the necessities, bring some clothes, you're good. Number 9, take care of yourself. Whenever you're traveling abroad, it can be stressful, especially in the beginning. You're in a new country, don't know anybody. Sometimes the cultures are completely opposite to what you're used to. So it's stressful. It is, just be honest. It's stressful. So you need to take care of yourself. For me, what I do is I go to the nice barbers, I get the nice face masks, I get massages, I do all that. So whenever you're traveling abroad, remember to enjoy yourself, to take care of yourself. Don't stress out, because you have to understand, and this is something that people can't comprehend for some reason. They're people just like you. Just because you've grown up in a bubble in your home country doesn't mean that the people outside of the bubble are there to hurt you. It's not. So go out, mingle with the people, go to the nice barbers, get the face masks, hang out at the cafes, go to the nice restaurants, do all that. Enjoy yourself. Number 10, and this is one that is going to be super big for you. Never stay in a hostel. I've stayed in a hostel one time in my entire traveling history. I hated it. It was, imagine a building that has like all these different rooms. So imagine a house. It's got like 5 different rooms, and in each room, it's just 5 people that you literally do not know, and then there's a bathroom that everybody shares. That's essentially what a hostel is. So I just avoid it altogether. I prefer to have my own space. I like my own bathroom, my own kitchen. I don't like sharing things with people that I don't know. So if you like that and you want to live dirt cheap and you don't mind sharing showers and toilets and kitchenware with random people, sure, go with a hostel for all I care. Moneybag, though, I only stay in Airbnbs, or if it's only for a few days, hotels. If I'm in a region for a long time, like where I'm at now, I've been here for like 5 months, I've got an apartment, but I still do venture into like nice hotels and that type of stuff, just to kind of get out and do all that, especially during this lockdown. So do not stay in hostels. Sure, you're going to be paying a little bit more if you stay in a hotel or an Airbnb, but overall, it's much better because you don't have to deal with all these other people. Number 11, what to pack when traveling internationally. So I've already kind of touched on this with packing light, so I've broke down a list for you to pack. Bring your laptop, your cell phone, $250. Chargers, buzzers, like to shave your face, shave your head. 3 nights of clothes, deodorant, toothpaste, and toothbrush, notebook and pen, passport, ID, and debit card. And then check the visa. And then from there, that's really all you've got to worry about. Now, I'm sure that I'll be expanding on this list in the coming months, especially once I start traveling again, once all these lockdowns end. But just go over those 11 points. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. And remember, traveling internationally is super awesome. It's fun. It's a very awesome learning experience as well. And in the next episode, I'm going to be sharing with you how much it costs to live abroad. Now, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of this podcast, which is the Freelancer Profit Manual, which comes with not only a video course put together that shows you how to get 1 to 3 clients, and this is how I'm able to live and travel abroad. 1 to 3 clients, where you can work completely remotely, how to attract the right clients, how to attract clients without having to trade your time for pennies on Fiverr. And regardless of your experience, you can go through this course and you'll walk out understanding how to build a proper freelancing business. And then not only that, but you also get a live Q&A where you can ask me questions face-to-face, whatever you have, like questions about getting clients, about your certain offer, anything like that, or even getting started, you can ask me in person. So live Q&A plus course. If you have any other questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next episode.